Good morning, this is Steve Gladys here at the George Mason Enterprise Center, and I'm Steve Gladys with Steve Gladys Leadership Partners. Today we're going to talk about the next aspect of coaching. We've talked about what is coaching, we've talked about sounding board coaching, we've talked about goal-directed coaching, focused on the person and the organization. Now we're going to talk about another sort of organizationally related coaching, transitional coaching. Transitional coaching is one of the more interesting kinds of coaching for me personally, because it deals with transitions that people are having coming into a work setting. So there is a kind of coaching. This kind of coaching revolves around onboarding people coming from other organizations into your organization. I think I call inboarding when they move from one place in the organization to another, and then finally offboarding when they actually leave the organization, how you can coach them out of the organization as well. Onboarding is one of the most difficult times in any executive's life, and it's one of the most trying times for them. Because if they come in, especially if they come in from outside, that person is adapting to a whole new culture. It's like going to a whole new land, really. It's like going to a whole new country. Because when they come in, they have their own sets of values, and they have to understand what are the values and what's the culture inside the organization. That's hard to do right away. And that's when people tend to make a lot of mistakes, because when people on board, they feel the pressure of coming on board, they feel the pressure of the new boss saying, go in there and get them, do a good job, drive the numbers, do all this kind of stuff. When they really mean come in here and really get adapted before you do that. But they don't send that message, so the person coming in starts trying to, what I call, put points on the scoreboard, and they put them on the scoreboard too fast before they know how much culture difference the culture can take. And if you assault the culture early on with, like if you've got a laid-back culture and you're very stiff and very driven, and the culture will actually push back on you. There's been some studies out of Harvard, Michael Watkins has done these in the first 90 days. He talks about that usually organizations fail and individuals fail in organizations within the first 18 months. That 40 to 50% of the people who transition and high-level executives that transition into companies fail within the first 18 months. That's a big number. The number gets even bigger. Roughly $2.7 million is the cost of a failed executive at a high-level company coming in from the outside. So what executive coaching does is really takes care of that by finding out what the culture is, introducing the new person into that culture, doing leader assimilation kinds of meetings where people get to ask questions of the new leader through the coach in a protected environment, and so that the person coming in gets to learn the culture before they start to change it. The same is also true for coaching inboarding changes. I have clients where they're being transferred from one division to another. It's literally a subculture within a culture, and how you act and what's your reputation going in has a lot to do with how successful you are. You'd be amazed at how critical this really is to your own personal executive status. And what coaches do is help you come over that. Again, they do assimilation meetings with teams. They can come in and help facilitate discussions that need to take place. They can have discussions with teams when you're not present, when you are present, and give you lots and lots of feedback while creating a safe place for the people who give that kind of feedback. And the last one is one that you might not expect, and that's coaching people as they leave an organization. People watch how you treat people when they come into an organization, but they also watch how you treat them when they leave the organization. So it's really important to create some kind of an offboarding process so that everybody realizes that you take care of people just as well when they leave as when they come. That's transitional coaching, and I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. This is Steve Gladys at the George Mason Enterprise Center for Steve Gladys Leadership Partners. Thank you.